All right, today we're looking at castle wall puzzles. Um, so the way castle wall works is you're drawing lines through the centers of cells, kind of like we did with the ice loam puzzle. And in fact, you can even do the X's on the borders like the other one to indicate that the line can't go through there. But this time we're trying to make a loop, um, a loop that connects back to itself. It can't branch off. It can't do anything like this. Uh, it can't split off like that. It's one single loop. It has to end. It can't just have two tips. It has to be a complete loop. Um, the white cells have to be inside the castle wall, and the black cells have to be outside the castle wall. So you can't do something like this. Just the white has to be inside and the black has to be outside. So the clues, the 2, the 3, the 2, the 0, those numbers with the arrows indicate how many line segments there are in the indicated direction. So, and the easiest way I think to count this is to think about how many borders it crosses. So like this one would be 2 long. Now you can look at it as it goes from the middle of here to the middle of here, and then from the middle to the middle again. So it's 2 cells long, but if you just think about how many borders it crosses, that's the easiest way, I think. So 1, 2. So this would be 2. So this is a very simple castle wall puzzle here, just to introduce you to the concepts. So this 0, obviously we're gonna mark those. We can't do any segments in this direction. Now the other thing to know about how these segments work, so this 2 here, for example, you could have one here like this, and then you could have another one here, and that would count as 2. It's not necessarily 2 connected. It could be 2 separate ones. Or you could have one up here maybe, and that would be 2. And it also works if they are on the other side of another cell. So let's see, there isn't really one in this puzzle, but let's imagine right here in this empty space there was a 1 pointing up. That could be all the way up here, even though it's across another box. So, all right, so 0 gives us the X's here. Let's look for the best thing to do at first is to look for obvious things. So, something to think about is this white cell right here. This has to be inside of the castle. So the line can't do something like this because it would be outside of the castle then. So we know that a line has to go around the outside of these white ones, so we can do those. The other thing is, if you think about the wall, you can kind of think about the parity of the wall, meaning there's an inside and an outside. So this line going around here, this side here is the in because it's next to the white cell, and this other side is the out. And as the line turns, if it comes up here and around and does this, this out is going to remain the out all the way along here. So up here, it's still out. So this line doesn't work like this because, as you'll notice, this is the in right here, coming along here. Still the in, still the in. Oh, and now we have a black cell on the inside of the line. And so what that means is you're going to have a line between a white and a black cell because there's an in and an out. And so if the line doesn't go in between these two, this is the in, and the black is now going to be in. So at some point the line has to go through there. We don't necessarily know that it connects here. It could do something weird over here, but and likewise, if you have a black here and a black over here, you can't have the wall go between them because then both sides of the wall would be out. Right here, the wall has to go through between the black and the white. Right here, it can't go through because, again, both sides would be in. Right here, we need to have a line between the black and the white. Line between the black and the white. We can't go between the two blacks. We gotta go between the black and the white. Got to go between these two blacks and white, and we can't go between these two whites. So we can do all of that to start. Oh, and right here, this between this white and this black one here. And oh, and this white and black one right here. So now this part in the middle here, we're not quite sure how that all connects yet, but and just like we can do this line around these white ones on the edge, we can actually X along these black ones on the edge. Because if the line went through here, the black would now end up inside of the wall. All right, so we get to there. Now, the next thing we can do that's easy is this 3 down clue. Well, there's only 1, 2, 3 lines that we can cross going down, so we have to cross all 3 of them. Right here there's 2, so we need to cross both of them. This line here now hits an edge. It can't turn this direction, so it has to turn there. Now right over here, if we extend this down, we're going to make a separate loop right here. We can only have 1 loop, so we can't do that. So it's going to have to turn, which means these 2 are going to connect. And now right here, this has to extend and up and there. And now this last little bit, it could go straight down, it could come over here and down, it could come all the way over here and down. So what we need to look at is this 2 clue right here. You'll notice we've got 1 line crossed right here. This one going this direction doesn't count for anything. It's just in the direction of the arrow. So we've got 1, and there's only 1 space left. So now that we've crossed that, we just have to connect all the pieces and check. Complete. There we go. So that's a real simple castle wall. The puzzle that you guys are going to be doing today is a little bit unusual for a castle wall, but all the rules are still normal castle wall rules. It's just kind of the layout of how it's set up is a little different than normal castle wall, but there you go. I hope you enjoy the puzzle. I might leave a link to a Cracking the Cryptic castle wall video that could potentially help you a little bit if you're having trouble with today's puzzle. So good luck. I'll see you tomorrow.